All right, people, good late morning. We are here once again to talk about Pro Football Focus. Did the offense yesterday, now we're doing the defense. And I don't know which side of the ball was better against the Titans. Both sides were pretty good. I don't think either side was at their best. So, I don't know, maybe you call it a tie. Maybe it was a tie this week, I don't know. But if you listen to Pro Football Focus, they thought the defense, at least in terms of individual play, was a lot better. So we're going to look at some grades, we're going to look at some numbers, we're going to look at some stats, and just try to see where they're coming from, and also see where they may have missed a little bit, which we often do. We often disagree with what they do, but that's okay. All right. So right away, you are smacked in the face with two players that PFF thought played at an all-pro level. One, Leonard Williams, kind of used to that maybe, but Derek Hall takes the number one spot. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. Okay, so Derek Hall, I mean, if you care about Pro Football Focus grades, that is the best game of his career and one of the best games that any Seattle edge rusher has had in recent memory. Now, I don't know if it actually was, but it's pretty remarkable, and I did think he played very effectively, and I mean, the pressure numbers are pretty out of this world, but Big Cat too, man. And Big Cat's been kind of getting the shaft from Pro Football Focus lately. So good to see him getting a little bit of credit here because I think he's played really well this year. And I don't know why PFF beats up on him so much. Devin Witherspoon, this is kind of like your stealthy, really good player right now. And what he's doing to help this team with their run defense on top of the coverage stuff, it's understated because he's not taking the ball away, but he is doing stuff that very few players in the NFL could do. So third place to him, Pat O'Connell. And this is kind of really, really nice because Pat O'Connell started that game off poorly. He had that play where Cam Ward took off and he misplayed it. And I think Cam Ward scrambled for a pretty big gain. I think it might have been the 25-yard pass. I can't remember which one it was that O'Connell messed up on. But it looked like it could be one of those days where our linebackers just get beat to a pulp. But after that, O'Connell played really good. He was hitting hard. He had a sack, although it was kind of a weird sack where it was really just kind of a tackle for loss. And overall, we didn't have a big problem with him out there compared to what it would have been if we had Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones obviously would have been better because he's a better player, but O'Connell got the job done and then some. Brandon Peely, how about that? True nose tackle, 80 overall grade. I'm pretty happy about that. It's hard to get your grade up that high when you only play 18 snaps too, by the way. D'Anthony Bell, for as much as I question this grade a little bit, I do find it very interesting. They thought he played a really high-level game. And look, we might need him next week. So I'm happy to hear that. I hope it's the case. I hope it's reflecting reality accurately. Byron Murphy, living in the backfield, a lot of pressure, got a sack, so good grade here. Doing his thing, got no issues, got no beefs with that. That's pretty strong. Drake Thomas. We asked a lot of him in this game, and he did the thing. He played every snap. He was basically our lead linebacker because Jones was out, even though O'Connell was still the middle or the Mike. But Drake Thomas, he was another guy hitting hard, doing stuff well. I thought maybe coverage wasn't great because of all the play action, but it wasn't a big liability either. So that's 8 guys that are really getting their flowers from Pro Football Focus. Going beyond that, Woolen, I mean, there's a pretty sharp drop off now, right? Like Woolen just kind of treading water. Eamon Worry, same thing. Some good, some bad. It all kind of cancels out. Like Woolen, mostly just the tackling. Eamon Worry had some liability issues with tackling and coverage, and I guess rushing the passer a little bit as well. Mike Morris, not a lot of snaps, relatively anonymous out there. Mafe, kind of the same deal, just doing his thing, doing his job, but not going above and beyond. Okada didn't play a lot, got hurt. Kobe Bryant, the tackling grade really gets to him, and tackling grade punished quite a few guys this week, which goes back to what I was talking about with tackling earlier today, where it's like, look, missed tackles are bad, but I don't think they are as big a negative as Pro Football Focus is trying to tell us with the way they grade it. So yeah, Kobe Bryant, DeMarcus Lawrence, this one is, I don't understand that at all. And I'll talk more about why later. But suffice to say, they really didn't like his tackling. Okay, whatever. Quinton Bohanna, only 4 snaps, small sample size, whatever. Josh Jobe had a penalty and he gave up the touchdown, so it's understandable why he would be rated so low. I don't think he was as bad as these numbers indicate, but it was not his best game. And Nwosu, bringing up the rear here. Tackling coverage, and that one's a real mystery to me, and I'll get to why later. Didn't like his pass rush either, so doesn't happen often, but Nwosu got punished as well. Now, the missed tackle stuff. Okay, let's be fair here. They did ding D-Law really heavily here. 4 missed tackles, and I agree. 4 missed tackles in a game is pretty bad. Like, if you miss 4 tackles in a game, okay, that's getting to the point where you're a big problem. Nwosu missed 3. Kobe Bryant missed 2. A lot of these missed tackles, though, they're on Cam Ward in the pocket, and, like, I don't know if it's on the defender so much as it is just on Cam Ward being the kind of player that he is. So I just don't know if I understand saying the player was that bad because they couldn't bring Cam Ward down in the pocket a couple times. It's Cam Ward. It's not like it happened against... it's not like we let, I don't know, like current Dak Prescott do that, right? Like the current Dak Prescott post leg injury, he probably shouldn't be escaping like that. Stafford, current Aaron Rodgers, okay, I would get it, but not Cam Ward. Anyway, whatever. Let's keep it moving. Run defense stuff, the stops. Well, first of all, before we get to the stops, look at the AVDT. 0.7, 1.7. 1, so line of scrimmage. 1. 4, that's the highest this week by Eamon Worry. Nwosu, 3. Murphy, 2. Bohanna, 3. Every run tackle is being made very close to the line of scrimmage this week. Couldn't get anything done on the ground against these Seahawks. Now, as for run stops, O'Connell, he led the way with 3, so, hey, that's probably about close to what EJ would have given you, so Pat O'Connell, I'm hoping that we get EJ back next week, but O'Connell showed that he can hang. For at least 1 week, he hung. Drake Thomas, 2. Leonard Williams, 2. A bunch of other players with 1. Nothing too stand out here except for O'Connell. And I do definitely want to give props to O'Connell, because this could have been a game that could have gone poorly because of the linebacker play, and that was not what happened. All right, pass rush stuff. And here's where things get really wacky, because first of all, they gave the Seahawks 42 pressures in this game, which is a massive number. It is, I think, the biggest number that the Seahawks have had since I started doing this. And I understand that a lot of those pressures ended with Cam Ward still being able to break the contain and make a play one way or the other. But 42 pressures in a game, that's pretty wild stuff, and we got to give a lot of credit here. And look, obviously the Titans, they're terrible. They have a bad offensive line. They can't protect Cam Ward at all, et cetera, but all I'm saying is that we get to the playoffs. If we have to play a team like the Rams, if we get this kind of pressure, Matt Stafford is not escaping the way Cam Ward is. If we play a team like even Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield is not going to escape the way Cam Ward was able to. You play the Niners, Brock Purdy's not going to be able to do this stuff. He does do some stuff like that, but not like this. But anyway, Derek Hall, 8 pressures, about as good as it gets. And remember, he's not even a full-time player. He's third in the pecking order in the edge room right now in terms of snaps. Leonard Williams, 7. Byron Murphy, 7. So we got multiple down linemen who absolutely live in the backfield. O'Connell had his sack, by the way. DeMarcus Lawrence, 6. And yet they hate his pass rushing based on the grade, which again, I think is just because he didn't he wasn't able to get any sacks on Ward, even though he got a lot of pressure, which to me, I don't know. It's over the top. It's too much. You got 6 pressures in this game on Cam Ward, and you're getting an orange grade. Like, to me, borderline red. You're missing something there. 4 pressures from Drake Thomas, which, by the way, for a weak side linebacker in this game, that is really good. He was really eating in a way that I think a lot of people maybe didn't even notice. Couple from Mike Morris. So not a huge impact in this game, but I do want to give him credit for getting to Cam Ward. Boye Mafe with a couple. Devin Witherspoon with a couple. And Uchenna Nwosu with a couple, although, I mean, look, he had the offsides penalty. He didn't have any sacks, just 2 pressures. I kind of get it. I don't know if I would go to this level. I don't know if I would go to the nuclear level. 42 is pretty insulting. But I kind of get that one, I guess. I don't know. Seems a little over the top mean to me. Okay. Coverage. Now we go to coverage here. Again, it was a pretty efficient, effective day for the pass defense. The Titans didn't even have 300 total yards of offense, so nothing they did was very efficient or effective. So let's break it down here. Obviously, the thing that stands out is, oh, wow, how did they give Devin Witherspoon such a high grade with this? 8 targets, 6 catches, 44 yards. That doesn't sound great, right? That sounds like kind of an okay day, but yeah, the 2 pass breakups, and let's keep in mind here, 8 targets, 44 yards. That's what, 5.5 yards per target? I mean, for an outside corner or a primarily outside corner, that's actually really solid. So I get it. I get it. And I know that the big plays haven't happened yet for Devin Witherspoon, but he's playing some good football. D'Anthony Bell, 1 target, 6 yards, good grade, whatever. Pat O'Connell, and this is an area where this game could have been really bad. It was not. 4 yards on 2 targets. That's phenomenal. Like, you can't ask for much more. And I understand they didn't necessarily target him a lot, whatever, but hey, O'Connell could have been a big liability in coverage in this game, and he wasn't. Drake Thomas, 6 targets, 25 yards. Sign me up for that. No first downs. A lot of check downs, a lot of short stuff. Not really anything that I'm super concerned about. So despite the issues against play action, Thomas still a plus in coverage. Boye Mafe, not targeted. Reek Woolen, 6 targets, 32 yards, which again is not his best effort. But hey, I'm down with that. For my outside corner, 6 targets, 32 yards. I'm cool. Not perfect. Would like it to be better, but hey, it's fine. And the only guy who kind of sort of you could talk about, and even here, it's really not that bad, but it does kind of speak to that thing that I noticed from this game where you had Nick Eamon-Wari being kind of a liability in coverage. And liability may not be the right word, but for this Titans offense, it kind of is because they're so remedial. 7 targets, 44 yards. Still not really angry about that, but it certainly isn't stellar. He did miss a couple tackles as well. Kobe Bryant, nothing. Ty Okada, the 23-yarder, which obviously he didn't really get a chance to redeem himself for because he got hurt. Josh Jobe got rung up. He did kind of get a weak penalty in this game, admittedly. But 5 targets, 78 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that's bad, right? There's nothing wrong with pointing that out. It's bad, penalty or no penalty or whatever. And Uchenna Nwosu somehow had the worst cover grade in this game by far, 29, even though he got targeted once and it was an incomplete pass. So, I mean, I remember that play. I don't recall thinking that Nwosu did really anything all that wrong. So, I'm not really sure where this comes from. He had the one penalty, but it was offsides. He's not even in coverage, so I don't really get it. Yeah, that one is a mystery to me. But for whatever reason, they thought he was really bad in coverage. I guess it's their right. Special teams, there isn't a ton to say. Pat O'Connell, though, I do want to say this. Played most of the game on defense and started on special teams, according to PFF. Cody White, Pritchett, Bell also got pretty good grades here. Some of the rough grades, Jamie Sheriff, Jake Bobo, and by the way, the Bobo thing, was this a missed tackle or a tackle? Yeah, no, it's a tackle. But if Bobo isn't chipping in on special teams, man, like, what are we doing? This is an opportunity for him to get some snaps at receiver. He's losing snaps to Cody White. Like, I'm sorry, but this Bobo thing, it's really not working out. It feels like he's gotten worse with each year. Also, Charles Cross was really far down here. I'm not sure why. This is a weird one. I'm confused. And Leonard Williams had a terrible special teams grade. Somebody's going to have to explain that one to me as well. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to think about it too hard because it doesn't really matter. And those are your PFF grades for the defense for the Seahawks game against the Titans. Let me know what you think down below. See you guys soon. Go Hawks. More stuff coming.